Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name's Alice. I am the creator of So Chronic, the Instagram page, and obviously the YouTube channel. But I am here to tell you guys a little bit of a story today. So the theme of today's video is to be prepared to not feel good, but not to fear it. So recently, my husband has started pursuing a career as a pilot. And he had his first flight the other day, and I was offered to go with. Now, I had never been in an airplane that was so small. If you guys know like what the small airplanes, it's about a 4-seater, look like, they're called Cessnas. But I went up in one of those, and I get motion sick just being in a car. So I was like, ooh. That's not gonna go well for me, but I really wanted to do it. Like, I wanted to be there for my husband, and also I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, so I was like, ooh, that sounds fun. But basically, I had spent probably like an hour just preparing my things so that once I didn't feel good, I knew where to go from there. So I'm going to tell you guys some of what I did to prepare for that. So basically, during the flight, there were a lot of like bumps and things like that. So that obviously didn't help my nausea, and I do already have stomach problems, so that really was just kind of a poor decision. But before we went up in the air, I took Zofran. If you don't know what Zofran is, I don't take the pill kind, I take the dissolvable kind, which look like this. So it's basically an anti-nausea medicine that I think works wonders. If you don't have a prescription for Zofran, it is something that you do need a prescription for, but if you have constant nausea problems, I definitely suggest checking it out. I have 0 side effects from it, so I really love it a lot. But before we went up, I took my Zofran, and then I also put on my nausea bands, and I really love my nausea bands. So basically what they are, let me just open it up real quick. What they are is a little button sewn onto some fabric that pushes on a pressure point in your wrist. I have suggested nausea bands to quite a few of my fellow chronic illness warriors, and they told me that they like absolutely changed their lives and that they weren't able to eat before they started using them. So if you have never heard of nausea bands, they're about $8, I think, on Amazon. I'll put a link for a pair in the description, but you can also find them at places like Walgreens, CVS, Walmart, Target, pretty much anywhere. There's a brand called C-Bands, which are really great as well. So I took my Zofran, I put on my nausea bands, and I was like, okay, that's really all I can do before we are up in the plane. I was feeling a little bit nauseous just from like anxiety, but I was like, you know what? I'm doing it. So I'm just gonna try and relax and deep breathe. So that definitely helped calm me down. Another thing is I didn't really eat too much before our flight. It did end up making me like a little shaky afterwards because I was pretty hungry by the end of it, but I didn't eat too much before our flight because I knew like if I did throw up, I didn't want to have to throw up a bunch of stuff. So once we were in the plane, before we took off, I popped a piece of gum in my mouth. I really love the spearmint gum. If you can't chew mint, then you can also use Hubba Bubba. I have like an issue with mint sometimes because of my GERD, but mint gum really helps me with my nausea. I have been recommended by some other chronic illness warriors to get like a peppermint essential oil roll-on and like put it on your wrists. A lot of people say that helps them if you want to try that. And then once we were up in the air, I had one of these handy dandy fellows. Now you're like, what the heck is that? It's just a blue package. It's a motion sickness bag. So by the time we're up in the air, if I get sick, I get sick. Excuse me. But basically, I had done everything I could leading up to the flight to try and offset my motion sickness and like make sure that I wasn't going to throw up. There were times where I was like so close, like I even unfolded the bag and everything, and I was sitting there like, whew, But thankfully I actually didn't throw up. Sometimes I feel like it's better to just throw up and then the nausea will go away, but I really hate throwing up. I really don't like it. So thankfully I didn't throw up, but by the time we were back on the ground, the landing was a little bit bumpy and I just was not feeling good at all. But I do want to reiterate that it was really worth it. Like, I got some amazing photos, nice video of my husband's first flight, and it's just a memory that we're going to be able to have together forever. And also, I had so many family members being like, oh my gosh, you went up with him and that was his first flight? Like, wow, you really have a lot of faith in him. I do, but there was also an instructor there who had full control of the plane, so if he messed up anything, we would have been fine. But yeah, when we were back down, I really wasn't feeling well. So I have a few things that I do once I am very nauseous. And since I had already taken my Zofran and I already had my nausea bands on, there were a few steps afterward. So next, I instantly went to our car and I packed a cooler that had my Cold Tech towel in it. So if you guys don't know, this is the Cold Tech towel. Basically, there's an ice pack inside of here. I use it when I'm painting, so I got a little bit of paint on it. But there's an ice pack inside of here, and you can like wrap it around your neck. But personally, I like to go like this. And I like to tie it up right around my head, because then it sits like right here and it keeps me very cool. So I got to the car and I instantly put this on. And then I got my water bottle, which was like ice cold, and I started taking slow sips, just very small, because if you chug too much, you will make yourself more nauseous. But I was drinking some nice cold water very slowly, and then I ate like an entire package of saltines. I don't actually have any more saltines. I have to go grocery shopping today, but saltines are like my lifesaver. Like, I could not survive without my saltines. So basically, the moral of the story is to help you get a few ideas of how to plan for your nausea and to prepare to not feel good, but I wasn't afraid to not feel good, if that makes sense. I knew that there was like a 95% chance that I really was gonna feel bad, and so I did all of this in advance. And obviously, it could have been much worse. I could have gotten sick up in the plane if I hadn't taken some steps beforehand. But if you guys don't plan to feel bad, like if you're trying to always try to be in a positive mindset, but don't be oblivious. So know that your body will probably react poorly. And the thing is if it doesn't, then that's just a nice weight off your chest, you know? It's like, oh wow, I didn't feel sick. That was awesome, you know? But you will have all these things if you do feel sick. And you can also do these steps for like going on a boat ride, just a long car ride, anything like that, anything you know might make you nauseous. Because nausea really sucks. Like, it sucks really bad. Nobody likes being nauseous. So I hope these tips helped you. If you did want to get one of these Cold Tech towels, I'll spell the name right here because it's kind of spelt funny. I'll also link them in the description. No, I'm not sponsored or anything. I just really love it. It has saved my life a lot of times. And you can use it for more things than just nausea. It's basically just a really nice soft ice pack that you can wrap around yourself. But basically, if you do follow them on Instagram, I'll put a tag. They always have like coupons in their stories. So I got like $10 off of mine just by watching their stories. If you guys want to go follow them and get one for a discount, I really love it. It's probably the best purchase I ever made. Yeah, but I really hope this helped you guys and that you guys aren't afraid to go do things and live your life and have a lot of fun, but always prepare because you know your body isn't at the tip top of the game. So yeah. I also did post some photos of me in the plane on my Instagram account. If you guys want to go see those, I will put my Instagram tag right here as well, @SoChronic. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more like this where I'm just telling you a little story time and some tips, I might not always tell tips, I might just do story times, but let me know in the comments below, and I hope this helps you guys on your adventure of life. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!